Hey yo! I'm Cherysia and thank you for dropping by to watch this video. I really hope all of you little fishes will enjoy it. So, I have always found Draw My Life kind of video interesting, and I know that many people may not know much about me, so I figured, what better way than to present a bit more about myself through this medium? It's definitely not because I wanted to try it, and it's one of the few things on my bucket list or anything. It started countless years ago on an icy country far, far away, where I hatched out of an egg into a family with two loving parents and an elder sister. Shortly after, my little brother also hatched out and we were a happy family of 5. My dad was a typical dad with dad jokes and breaking out into songs of life lessons at seemingly random topics. My mum is quite a goofy person with a childish side, but also often becomes unable to tolerate the lame jokes in the family. My sister, being the older sister, an elder sibling, was often the responsible older sister, helping our parents be in charge of me and my brother. My brother is an amazing gamer, far better than I am in many different games. Although he is very lazy, but he's super smart. I myself, am just a prankster, often joking around and playing little pranks within the family. I don't really remember this, but based on the story my parents keeps repeating, I've been very stubborn as a child. I think there was an incident when I was around 3 to 4 years old when I saw a delicious bowl of noodle on the table, and I insisted that I had to eat it even though they had repeatedly warned me that it was spicy. The story goes that I insisted on continuing to eat it even though I started sweating due to the spice. They also mentioned that I continuously tried to convince them that it was ketchup that I was eating and that I was fine and could finish the whole bowl of noodle by myself. Even though it was very evident from all the sweat on my face that I was suffering due to the spiciness of the noodles. One of the earliest moments I recall in my life was when I was still in Penguin Preschool in swimming class. It was a totally innocent interaction, but it kind of showed my mindset even as a young child. So the situation was like this. It was after the class and the teacher was a little wet from the water splashes and asked us for a towel to help dry herself off. So being the nice penguin I was, I offered mine, but she chose to accept someone else's instead, which is of course totally fine, but for some reason, young me started tearing up and crying. And the teacher, being suddenly caught off guard by a crying child, started being concerned and asked why I was crying. And even the young me knew that it was such a stupid reason to be crying. So my brain started going to top gear, whirling around. My thought process went like this. Crying about this is so stupid. Why do children cry? I know. I miss my mother. That will make everybody believe me. So with tears in my eyes and crying, I just cried out, I want my mommy! And the teacher just took that answer as the truth and tried to calm me down. I think they told my parents about it because my mom was kind of laughing about it afterwards, but hey, I knew that wasn't the reason why I was crying. So, in primary school, I like to think I was just another average person. But when advancing to the next class, my close group of friends were together in one class, while I was alone in a different one. As this new class mostly already had their own clique groups, it was kinda hard to fit in. So, back in our days, classes had their own blocks, and I found myself in one of the posts labeled as an undesirable friends. Even checking the class block right now, the post is still there. Well, basically it was just the popular kids running it, and well, to be honest, I was really hurt back then when I saw it. But the most hurtful thing was when I was walking in class after lessons one day and got tripped by someone, and the whole group of popular kids started laughing and applauding the tripper. If I remember right, I was just really hurt and just sat by myself after school, just thinking about stuff. Since then, I just started secluding myself and building walls around me as a way to protect myself. After graduating and moving on with life, I was able to make some close friends. But even then, I believe that they can still feel that there is a wall built around me. Although there's this distance between us, I'm grateful that they still accept me for who I am. Then somewhere further on in life, I met someone who I could really vibe with. We had similar kind of humor and they seemed really chill and all, so we really hit it off. It was a really long story, but after several ups and downs, it felt like I finally opened up my wall for the first time, allowing someone into my world as we got together as a couple. Incidentally, she was also the first one to introduce koi to me as sustenance. I guess you could call it my first koi, or as they would say in Japanese, hatsukoi. Little did I expect, while thinking that I was finally opening up, a wall was slowly appearing around the original. I started meeting up with friends less, was restricted from talking to some people, or started facing painful comments for my interaction with friends. It's like in Attack on Titans where behind one wall there's another wall with a formidable person behind it. To be honest, the whole relationship wasn't bad or anything, and close to a decade in, we were already having plans for a new home and the future of the whole relationship. That's how serious we were. We had already purchased a brand new igloo as well as starting planning on the ceremony when one fine day, a bombshell landed. The explosion shattered my entire world. The brand new home, as well as life ahead of me, just flew out of view, and all of a sudden, I was just left alone on my little iceberg, drifting along the ocean. Surviving off just fishes, I drifted aimlessly as though waking up from a long nightmare. Having sacrificed so much, it felt like I didn't have much left, and this is when Gem first manifested, ensuring the strength of the iceberg preventing it from melting, and ensuring the stability of the platform as well as guiding it towards a safer zone. Without a certain group of friends in my life, I might not have really gotten back on track. Upon coming back to my senses, the iceberg has drifted all the way near the equator of Earth, reaching the sunny islands of Singapore. Disembarking from the iceberg, I resolved to continue making the best of my life, making new friends and enjoying what I do have with friends who I treasure. And in fact, I'm glad to say I've made plenty of friends the past year, who I really enjoy spending time with, going out with, talking with, and more. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me. Feel free to ask me any more questions if you're interested to know more. I will do my best to answer them, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye bye!